Down in the bottom left, in the blue, it's Berk. And he's going to be going house first on Crossfire. Up in the top, in the red trunks, it's going to be SC Shadow. Also going for an aggressive house first. So Crossfire is actually a map we've basically never seen in tournaments ever. Like nobody knows how this goes because I've never casted a game on this map. This is new to me and I'm pretty sure it's new to at least one of these players. So similarly to King Sejong, it has this destructible sort of entrance to one side, which makes aggression fairly feasible. I think actually this thin tree line might allow you to harass natural, I'm not sure. I've not played it much. And then you also have the fairly accessible third base down here, but with the two entrances to that. So we'll see how that goes. This map may actually need a little bit of a redesign in terms of these trees. We'll see. Alright, so it is going to be barracks first versus barracks first, which is fairly standard on small maps, as opposed to sort of normal dragon builds we've been seeing out of people. And oh, it is going to be a 2 racks all in here from Shadow, boxing a second racks pretty close to his opponent. So getting all the aggression here. Berk's first rifleman is nearly done. And you will actually see Shadow just boosting that one out. So, nice bit of scouting information. And you will just go into poke and harass. There we go, I'll just get pushed back. And, ooh, both players going for various flavours of cheese here. But going for the 1 racks into Wolves Den, which we just saw Benny do. So clearly this is a build that's been rolling around the ladder a little bit. And the second racks of Shadow is nearly done, so this is going to be tasty, tasty indeed. We'll see how this goes. Shadow obviously has 1 racks for a close reinforce, but the Wolves of Berk are going to be a lot faster. There we go. So the first few units are going to pop out here. He's probably going to go up to about 3 or 4 before moving in. But these Wolves are going to help Berk hold on. I do think the advantage right now is in favour of SC Shadow. This is pretty tasty. Berk's going to go in and he's going to see there's no natural expansion right now, which has got to tip him off. He sees 1 barracks and nothing else at 3 minutes. He's got to know something's up. There's got to be a flavour of cheese coming. He will lose the scout though. And the first soldier is actually... There we go, the soldiers are going to come in now. The rest of the soldiers aren't done just yet. He's going to pick off 1 rifleman at the front, which is a nice start for him. Oh, he's going to try and run away from the wolf, but that's never going to work. Wolves are too fast. And this soldier might get picked off here. They can try and focus down the rifleman. Here we go. So the rifleman's going to try and kite around a little bit, but obviously the rifleman's opponent's going to try and work on it. Kiting is going to work in the favour of Berk, just because the wolves are fast enough. He's going to try and chase down this soldier, but he's going to hold on for now. There's going to be 2 more soldiers behind this versus the soldier and the wolf out of Berk. The wolf's going to pick up this soldier in the front here, and I think there's going to be enough wolves to hold this. There we go, 1 more soldier goes down, but the riflemen have got them in a choke right now. That's really not where you want to be. The soldier of Berk does pop out there, so that's going to start working on the rifleman. Berk dropping down to only 2 units. The riflemen are going to start kiting back, which isn't great against the wolf, but it's going to make a little bit of difference unless this hover mic goes on point. There we go, the wolf is going to go down. He's down to just the soldier. The next wolf pops out, but so is the next soldier of SC Shadow. Is he not producing from both barracks? No, I guess he's not. Maybe he just doesn't have the money. No, it doesn't appear he does. So he's going to try and pick off this wolf once again at the front, but two more soldiers come in from the proxy barracks. And Berk's in a little bit of a questionable position. He does have the extra two soldiers, so they're going to be able to try and go hand to hand here, but the soldier is on lower health. The riflemen now are going to focus fire, and there we go, one soldier goes down. He's going to keep the other soldier alive. This is it. This is possibly going to be the end of game 1 here for Berk. Shadow actually electing to try and take down the barracks first as opposed to just going straight into the main, which is an interesting decision. I think it's probably a good one, just to try and secure the production in his favour before his opponent can actually come back from this. Obviously the economy at the moment is easily going to support what he's got, but it is going to be 2 ranks out of Berk now, which he is going to try and support, or at least replace his old one. There we go, the wolf's going to come out, but that's going to get picked off as soon as it's in the rifleman range. There we go, the soldier's going to get on top of the second one. One soldier will go down, but this wolf's easily going to go down in trade, and there's nothing really Berk can do now. He's going to try and pull the workers to hold on, but this soldier can just hold position in the choke, and there's nothing he can do. Oh, he does gold walk through and does try and get the surround. There we go. Oh, the rifleman's stepping out of position. That one's going to get picked off as well. The workers are going to try and get on top of this low health rifleman, but they're being kited. There's another worker's going to go down. Oh, he does actually save it, and a soldier for Shadow is going to go down. The wolf is going to try and hold on right now. There's 2 more riflemen behind us. Can he hold on? Is Berk going to do it here? Is he going to hold the 2 racks? The rifleman is once again going to be threatened, and he's going to have to bring his soldier back to try and defend this. He's going to lose another rifleman as he retreats, but 2 more pop in. It's like trying to kill a hydra. Every time you cut off one head, another 2 pop up. The next set of riflemen is going to come out, but there we go, the focus fire comes in. The soldier's finally going to go down of SC Shadow, but Berk's one's going to go down in trade. It's now 3 against 1 once again, and these wolves are just not cutting it in terms of trying to hold this push. There we go, Berk says GG, and SC Shadow is going to take game 1. Alright. So it is going to be Berk's map choice, and we'll see what it's going to be for game 2. Alright, and in about 2 hours we're going to be trying to host Group B, if people are actually going to be there for that. We might have some minor issues with the group C and D. I'm not sure all of those players are still around. It's going to be Lava Bridge for the next game. Alright, looks like the players are ready. And then we'll go into this. Right, Berk's just getting ready. Shadow's ready, and here we go. Down in the bottom left, in the blue, it's gonna be Berk. And he's one game down, but he's not gonna come back. He's gonna be trying to hold on and go a little bit further ahead in this tournament to sort of continue showing off what he can do. We obviously saw him in the monthly, I believe, on the weekend before. And up in the top right hand side, it is gonna be SC's Shadow. Shadow going for the house first once again. So possibly going to be quite aggressive, or just to sort of take control of the map. We'll see which particular build he goes for. But going for the 6 expand. Oh, Shadow, Shadow, Shadow. Looking to win this game through cheese today. The house is finished, and he will be looking to start some barracks pretty shortly because there's 2 out on the map right now. He only has 100 gold though. Where's... Oh, okay, I guess he's already queued them up. It's gonna be double proxy wolves then. Oh, that's gonna be brutal unless Berk gets up a tower in time. So it's gonna be really hard to do that. Oh, Berk. Berk, no, go for the scout, buddy. I assume he'll just throw down a tower after default, but right now, this double proxy wolves den, he's not going to get a wall off in time. Even if he gets the tower down, I don't think he'll be expecting the double proxy. And these wolves den obviously complete really fast. SC Shadow looking to do some nice... Oh no! Oh dear, oh dear. So SC Shadow looking to actually make his way into the semi-finals this week, which is a pretty good start for the first time you turn up to a tournament. Pretty good indeed. Obviously it's a little bit smaller of a tournament, but there's no shame in that. Both wolf dens are done now, so the workers are going to head on home. Oh, Berk might spot this though. If he spots the double workers, he might get that extra bit of reaction time he needs. Maybe, but the wolves are nearly done. They're about 5 seconds away from being done. Oh, and the workers actually turned around? Oh, the workers turned around. They're going to go with the wolves. They're going to go in right now. The 2 wolves are done. The fort's halfway done, so there's no way that's going to defend this. The worker count's even, so any kills he gets here are going to be a great start, and that's going to massively slow down this Dragon Rush. Here we go. The wolves and workers are in. They're actually going to try and focus on the fort to begin with, which is a questionable decision. There we go. Gets in on top of these workers. They're going to try and run away. I'm not sure about Shadow's decision to try and take out this fort. Yeah, very unsure about that. Another 2 wolves are going to come in right now. But this fort's going to finish up in a second. There's no way he's going to shut that down. Berk going for the wall off. Maybe? He might be able to do it. I would have thought the fort would have shut this down though. And Berk's just gone for the scout, and seeing no natural base, he knows what must have happened. The fort's going to finish up in a second here, but is he going to do it? Berk doesn't have any units, so he is kind of just relying on this right now. He's going to throw down the dragons nest immediately, but some indecision from Shadow here. He might. This is going to cost him. He needs to work out what he wants to do. Does he want to take out the dragon, the fort, or is he going to try and pressure the main base? It's so important that he actually makes a decision to get some damage done. If he gets down the second base, that's going to be pretty nice. The dragons are going to be seriously delayed, and he might actually just be able to push into the main. But if he's indecisive, the dragon could get out, and he could be pushed back. The fort actually now dropping down to half health. There we go, hits 900. And right now Berk's just not doing anything. He's trying to get enough gold, I think, for possibly dragons. But there we go, he's going to try and pull workers now to deal with it a little bit. But 2 more wolves are going to come in. He's actually going to try and focus down and pick off that worker. Which, not a great decision. He's going to turn around a wolf and get a wolf to deal with that. But this dragon... The Dragon Slayer is actually going to go down here, I think. It's dropping down to 600 health already. The workers are trying to repair it, but they're getting picked off. They're going to possibly buy enough time for Berk, though. Is he going to buy enough time? There we go. The workers are going to both retreat. They're both alive. And there we go. He does start the first dragon. So that's really important. That's what's actually going to allow him to hold and possibly bring this game back. If he can get out the dragon, there's nothing currently to deal with it. Alright, he's going to pull the workers now, so he just wanted enough gold for the dragon. If he can clear out this tech, he might be able to win here. Might. Oh, actually gonna... Alright, he's actually backing away before the fort goes down, so this is going to get repaired. And this one dragon rush might actually win the game here for Berk. SC Shadow did a bunch of damage, but it wasn't enough. Oh no, he's transitioned into the barracks behind us. He actually stopped producing wolves, which is why he didn't have enough to continue this attack. And the dragon's out now. Well, in about 5 seconds, and there's nothing to deal with it. He's getting a rifleman, and he's trying to get enough together to hold on. But, like, it's not gonna happen. Like, you're never gonna have enough riflemen to deal with this dragon. Not at this stage of the game. There's only one's going to pop out now. These wolves are trying to get out of the way. They might be able to dive back in and take out the fort, but really that's not going to do enough. I think Berk might just take this game here. I really think he should have skipped the barracks. Should have thrown down a tower or 2 in his base and just kept popping on the wolf pressure. Because right now he's a base behind. And he's actually going to try and get a forge. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get the upgrades on the rifleman enough to deal with the dragons, but it's not going to happen. He's not got enough production. One dragon comes in now, so that's going to pick off the first rifleman. The second one might make enough of a difference to possibly take out this dragon, but there's no way he's going to take out the second one. Berk's going to back out for now. Either way, he's going to be pretty confident that so he has a second base and his opponent done. The wolves are going to try and go in again, but the dragon at home is going to pop out and absolutely clean that up. So Berk's got to be feeling pretty good about himself right now. He does need to find a solution for these riflemen though. They obviously, for the moment at least, will push this dragon away. There we go, the dragon's now going to clean up the wolves. They're going to be completely useless. The 3 riflemen down here, Berk, I don't think he can fight them. Dragons do kind of suck against riflemen, but we shall see. He's going to go into the main base, try and do a little bit of damage, but one dragon on its own doesn't do a huge amount. Possibly overestimated how much damage that dragon is going to do for Berk, which of course is my bad. Shadow might hold on, but bear in mind he's still on 1 base versus opponents on 2 base. And the production tab tells that whole story. He's actually going for a second Dragon Slayer now, which I'm not sure I agree with. I get that he's trying to get enough dragons up to sort of deal with this rifleman wall, but they're so costly and they take up so much supply that it is going to be pretty difficult to actually have enough. There we go, and dip back into the main right now, but that's being denied. SC Shadow is going to try and just sort of mass repair this second base, get that up nice and sharpish, but that's a 7-minute second base, where most people will be throwing those down in about 30 seconds or within sort of the first few minutes of the game. There you go, the dragons are now going to come in and possibly do a little bit of damage to secure Berk's lead. And he is actually 20 versus 9, so that's a big deal. The issue is just actually changing his composition enough to be able to actually get into space and do damage. Dragons alone probably not going to cut it. +1 attack is going to come in for Berk right now. Sorry, for SC Shadow. Berk trying to swing around both ways, pull the rifleman off to the right while he dips back into the main with this dragon here. He might... oh no, the workers are going to split, so he's not going to do a huge amount of damage, but he can keep harassing, and that's going to work out fairly well. And there we go, pull the rifleman back up to the main base, he's going to dip back into the natural. And this is going to be the frustrating part about this for Shadow. Without towers, there's nothing really to stop dragons flying around. Shadow calls GG, well played, and Berk will take game 2. Shadow tried to cheese him out, but it didn't quite go his way when he tried to transition out of it. Looks like they're queuing up steps of... what? Let's see, who's... it is going to be Shadow's map pick. I'm going to that in just a second. So let's PM Shadow, see what the next map is going to be. So the next one after this is going to be Veni versus Mari. Alright, so this is going to be the route for the next game. Let's make sure the player colours are correct. Alright, so we're going straight away into the next game as soon as the players are ready. Alright, here we go. It's going to be on the route 1.5, and in the left hand side, in the red trunks, it's going to be SC Shadow. Down in the bottom right, in the baby blue, it's going to be Berk. Berk, what are you doing? Looks like it's going to be going for fast expand on this map. And so his opponent, which is fairly surprising. And it's not a small map. You've got the rush distance all the way through the middle of the map here, up and into your opponent's base. There's nowhere near as big as Lava Bridge. And obviously you do have the 2 entrances to your main base. as much as the natural is inside your main and therefore quite defendable. So we shall see how that goes. So, Berk, both players are actually 1 game for 1 right now. This game is going to be a tournament elimination this week. You mess up, you lose, that's it, you're out. There aren't any prizes on offer this week, just because we haven't been able to afford any new ones. But obviously, you do have your pride on the line, as well as those lovely rank points before the season closes. Season 2 will start with the ending of the August monthly, at which point we'll start a new map pool. We're going to start a slightly different format for the way some of the tournaments work. Nothing major, just sort of cleaning it up a little bit and making it easier for you guys. So these players just sort of competing for that, but also just so you can see who they are, see who the top dogs are, and see who's really not up to snuff. Looks like I missed losing a worker maybe somewhere. And so SG Shadow is actually going to go into a forge straight away here, which is... oh, both players are actually. So that's an alright decision. On 2 bases, if you know your opponent's not going to be able to attack for a while yet, going up to this greedy forward play is fine. Because you can just grab the upgrades before your opponent can do much, and it works out pretty well in your favour. So both these forges are going to finish up pretty soon, and it's probably going to be attacked for riflemen here. We should see a house fairly soon after this. Obviously the players have to grab their upgrade before they get the house with their barracks, but we'll be seeing that not too long unless someone decides they want to do double forge. We shall see. Doesn't look like it just yet. No one's really dug into their pocket and get it. There we go. So it's going to be house out of shadow, and there we go, plus 1 back, like we predicted. So fairly standard for the moment. Nothing too out of the ordinary for fast expand versus fast expand. So the next game we're going to be casting is going to be the finals. Penny, obviously, yeah, I think it's going to be finals. No, I'll work it out in a minute. But we'll have a set to go to straight after this. There we go, there goes the backs down for Shadow. The house from Berk a little bit late, I think. Possibly just trying to eke out a little bit more greed than he really needs to. And he might get punished for that. He will be about a cycle of units behind. We will also then be streaming some tournament games from the monthly tonight, as well as streaming some more tomorrow. So do stick around. We won't really be going anywhere. We're going to be sticking right here and streaming a bunch more games as soon as this tournament's done. Lots and lots of stuff for you guys to watch. Hopefully you shall enjoy. So Shadow and Berk's +1 is going to get finished pretty shortly here. Not much really to say, as they just sort of play out their builds, get up to their sort of mid game, first couple of minutes. It's always a little bit slow when you go fast expand, because you can't really afford to be quite that aggressive out on the map. So it looks like that's possibly, oh no, it is going to be +1/+1 out of Berk, and it's going to be +2 attack out of our lovely SC Shadow. So all in all, not much real difference in upgrades. The attack and defense obviously are going to cancel each other out. That's just going to end up with a slightly cheaper +1 attack for Berk here. So not a huge deal. So it's going to be 3 racks out of Shadow, and there we go, there's the 3rd racks from Berk. So again, fairly standard builds for the players now, so they're getting their first few units out on the map, and they are going to poke and harass, but right now SC Shadow are actually in a pretty good position. As I said, that earliest spawn wave of units is going to come out first. There we go, there's Berk's, but it is a little way behind. And that's going to make defending a little bit tricky. He's going to kite the soldier around, and he will pick that off, but he is going to take a bunch of damage in the process. I don't think the attack is going to do huge amounts of damage just yet, but it's nice to put a little bit of pressure on your opponent. SC Shadow just wants to buy a little bit of time. He's got 2 more units popping out and an upgrade in just a second. There we go, the armor is just about to complete any moment now, probably about 3, 2, and I completely messed up the timing. So 1, there we go, the armor is complete for him. It's going to be +2 attack versus +1/+1, so they actually line up really nicely. Nice little push from SC Shadow, doing a little bit of damage. Oh, he might actually catch his opponent off guard here. The slightly faster barracks might work out for him. There's going to be 4th barracks coming down from Berk, but that's not going to be useful for the next couple of minutes. And soldiers getting in on top of these riflemen right now. So there's going to be 6 versus 8 for Berk. There we go, he's going to try and clean up some of these units, but he will lose a worker in the process. Defense advantage kind of coming into effect here, just allowing Berk to hold on for a second. But it's actually going to be double upgrades out of SC Shadow rather than the 4 barracks, which I kind of like actually. The upgrades are going to make a big difference here, and he's going to be going up to, let's see, +2/+2 versus +2/+1. Which is going to be super nice for him. Armor obviously makes a big difference against riflemen. There we go, nice concave setup, and it's going to push this away. Doesn't manage to pick off the low health rifleman there. It's practically a hit away from death. Oh, we might get it as they pass through these rocks. Oh, boops, one of them. Doesn't get the one I'm watching though. Alright, so next wave of spawns will come in for Berk right now. So he should be able to hold on. I think SC Shadow should probably just be waiting for a second here. His next set of upgrades are about 40 seconds away, and they are going to allow him to take this fight. But he's trying to be a little bit aggressive. He doesn't want to let his opponent notice that he's got the extra upgrades coming. Both players starting to really just mix those soldiers in. Soldiers obviously a great spacing tool, force your opponent to kite back, the opportunity for them to make mistakes. And there we go, the first armor upgrade's gonna come to completion, the second one's about another 20 seconds behind. And looks like Shadow's gonna try and take this double base in the middle right now. And Berk already taking his 3rd base down at the bottom left hand side. Shadow finally finding that worker, but it will see that the third base has gone down, whereas he doesn't know what his opponent's got just yet. Alright. So right now both players are sort of macroing up, trying to get their bases up and running. It's going to be another forge out of Berk, but obviously it's a fair way behind his opponents. But you can see his extra racks is actually going to give him a fair chunk of units. He's actually going to be a couple of units ahead, and looking like a base trade right now. SC Shadow is going to march straight into the main base, and Berk's going straight into the third base of his opponent. So, oh, Berk's going to be the one to call chicken first. He's going to be running home, and oh, he might actually lose his rifleman if he doesn't cancel it. There we go, does cancel it in the last second. Oh, but SC Shadow, this could actually really work out in his favour as long as he trades the armies well when the fight comes. He will actually do pretty well here. He's going to take down 2 barracks, which will cut his opponent's production in half, giving a great advantage for the next push. Here we go, all the workers are going to get pulled though. They're in a nice long steam train. They're going to come in and try and get in on top of this. Another barracks will go down there, so SC Shadow's going to back into a corner and see how well he can trade. He does get another couple of worker picks, which is nice for him. This is actually turning out pretty well. Berk is on +2 versus +2 +2 versus +2 +2. And the excess rifleman count is going to allow him to take this fight. So he does clean this up, and fairly efficiently. So right now there's a small window. Berk's got a little bit of time where he's got the bigger army and he can go and do some damage. And I'd really like to see him all in here actually. It would be quite nice to see now he's got the advantage in terms of army supply. But you can see 4 more riflemen at a time coming out of the barracks for SC Shadow. The next attack upgrade is nearly done, and Berk doesn't have very long. Rifleman count is closing up to equal. 1 more spawn of units and they're gonna be even. Let's see, there we go. So the front of Berk's army will actually get caught out before the rest of it can engage. The soldier fight is going to go in the way of Berk though. He does have the slightly higher count. Oh, no. Shadow actually focusing a little bit better. Berk's trying to back up into this choke here. And a lot of his units are very low health, so that's going to make this fight very difficult indeed. He's going to try and focus fire a couple of units on the right hand side here. But SC Shadow actually splitting up really well, setting up this concave so he doesn't need to micro too much. And is getting the low health units to the back of the group. So he will hold that push, and the unit count is going to start to climb in his favour. There are 3 barracks here for Berk. He did manage to replace those 2. Or at least one of those 2 anyway. And he's going to try and take out this forward in the middle of the map to grab that expansion. But right now there's 6 barracks for SC Shadow. Oh, he's possibly going to catch out the chunk of his opponent's army. Another +1 armor is going to start to kick in just a second. He's actually going to engage just before this hit kicks in. But he already has 1 upgrade lead. As soon as this next one kicks in, that's going to go really well for him. Berk's trying to back up into his 3rd base right now, but he just doesn't have enough production. There's a Mage's Guild on the way, but here we go. The +1 armor kicks in for... Oh, not quite... now it kicks in for SC Shadow. It's 3-3 versus 2-2. He's microing back the low health units to the back of the group. The workers are going to have to be pulled here, but all the riflemen are getting cleaned up. Really nice for SC Shadow here right now. The workers are going to get in amongst this group. And they're going to start picking apart some of these riflemen. So Berk is once again going to hold, but it's going to be costly for him. He's already dropping down in workers, dropping down to 25 versus 29. So once again he holds, but SC Shadow is going to put himself further ahead again, which is really nice. And obviously, despite the fact the army's gone, the +1/+1 upgrade lead, and in fact he's already reinforced, he's got more riflemen than his opponent has already. So I think this is going to be the beginning of the end here for Berk. He's trying to get a Mage's Guild out, and if he can get Fireball out in time, that's going to be nice. But I don't think it's going to work in his favour. I would like to see a Mage's Guild actually followed up here from SC Shadow, but he's just going for this heavy upgrade style. And Berk actually possibly getting a little bit pulled apart by his opponent. He's floating nearly 600 gold and just not spending it. SC Shadow actually macroing pretty darn well. He's, yeah, once again pulling back the riflemen to the back of the group, keeping all of those alive so they do even more damage than they really have any right to. Berk's going to try and focus those down though, and it's going to step forward. More workers are going to go down here, dropping down to once again 5 behind his opponent. That's gold you just don't want to have to spend. Mining time lost as well. Berk's unit count is dropping lower and lower. It's plus the +3/+3 is doing wonders for Shadows. He just steps right into the last few units for Berk. Berk's got a mage out, but he doesn't have any upgrades for it, and Shadow's just going to step into the natural here. He's going to pick up another couple of workers as they try and escape. Berk calls GG, and there we go. Shadow's going to take that best of 3. He's going to advance up to the semi-finals. And we're going to give you the next game in just a second.